Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First, I wish to offer my thanks to the Vice-Chancellor, to the Dean, to the Faculty of Humanities, to the Department of Visual Arts, the School of Visual Arts, in particular Professor Creel, Dr. Johan Tom, Dr. Soothville, and the rest of the department, whose names I'm not going to mention, for fear of leaving anyone out unintentionally. I'm a visual artist. I'm a maker. I'm not a speaker. I'm a teacher, but I'm not a speaker to crowds, so this is going to be somewhat short and direct, which is my approach to life. I'm also a little full of the flu, and I apologize for the gruff voice. My background to the visual arts is I was a student at WITS in the mid-'80s, during a time of turmoil and disquiet in our country. And at that time, I think the grounding and the belief in my art career was born. It was an idealized time of belief that images could make a difference, that one could speak truth to power through one's images and potentially try and change the way people thought. And I think it's that sense of idealism and that strength that has kept me going and my passion alive in the visual arts over these years. I still carry that belief that not only is there a place for art and drawing in the world, but there's an absolute need for critical thinking, for artistic integrity, and the need to question and use one's role as an artist, or one's gift as an artist, to try and make a difference in the world. Obviously, with age and increased cynicism, one looks at the art world and realizes that not all of that idealism fits truth, but it is something that I've stuck to for all of my life. And fortunately, I've been lucky enough to continue doing what I believe in and to exhibit internationally and extensively in South Africa, and continue in a way to attempt to make work that challenges and questions the system. That is important to me, but equally important to me is my role as an educator. As mentioned, I've taught for over 30 years at a number of different institutions, but most continuously and notably here at the University of Pretoria. I firmly believe in the importance of teaching creativity, certainly within the visual arts, not just in the import of transferring skills, but teaching creative, critical thinking. Because what we need more now in our society is that creative, critical thinking, not just within the visual arts, but within all fields. We live in times changing so dramatically, speedily, and I think the way for all of us to challenge those times and to keep our balance is through the field of creativity. Often one is questioned that what is the role of the artist in society? Previously it was as a disruptor. The artist came in and disrupted the world, turned things on their heads, subverted images, made a difference. I now firmly believe that perhaps the artist's role is to make sense of a very crazy world. Make sense, but also to transfer the notion of creative problem solving. We are threatened to an extent by a sense of mental obesity. I think one is aware of the fact that physical obesity is on the rise around the world, with people become lazier and lazier. And I genuinely feel that our screen-fed information, and it is feed, the obsession a society has with feeding that does not necessarily enrich, but only placates, results in, let us put, flaccid and flabby minds that do not question. And again, that creative approach that turns things on its head, that looks from another angle, that subverts the obvious, I think is an imperative part of our way forward, and that more so now than previously, we need to be critical and questioning on everything, holding to our integrity and our responsibility in the role as visual artists and in all creative roles, of being perhaps the light and the way forward within the field. Lastly, I just wish again to thank the university for this honor, but also to thank all of those who've supported me in my work over these years. Previous colleagues from the university, because yes, I have been there for that long, that there are certainly a fair number of previous colleagues, but all those who support me, the collectors, the galleries, the museums. My career would not happen without that infrastructure and network. My colleagues and my students, many of whom have become friends. That network and support is what enables me to continue, and receiving this honor supports that. Thank you.